I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman this Thursday, January 28th, 2016. It's cold, there's some snow on the ground finally, and it is going to be one of the busiest fishing weekends of the year, even if you don't go anywhere near water. A number of big-time events this weekend. You've got the Hartford Boat Show up in Hartford. I'll be up there Friday. You've got the Fly Fishing Show in Somerset, New Jersey, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be down there. You've got the Connecticut Surfcasters Association Demo Day Saturday in Clinton. I'll be there. A lot going on. One of the exciting events at the Fly Fishing Show at Somerset is the Women's Showcase. And we've got one of the organizers joining us by phone. She's been on the show before. Great friend of the show, great friend of mine, Kelly Bookta, joining us. Kelly, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome, Jack. Good day to you.
Good day to you. You've got to be really excited given the scope of the 3 days of programming that you have coming up at the Garden State Expo Center in Somerset.
Very much so. It's an exciting time. It's going to be busy. There's going to be a lot to see and do. So whether you're the average angler, you're just starting, or you're a seasoned angler, man, woman, child, there's so much that you'll be able to do there. Let's start that again. How long ago did they start doing the Women's Showcase at the Fly Fishing Show? This is our fourth year in general. About 4 years ago, I approached Chuck Ferminsky and asked if we could do a women's seminar, a roundtable of women in the industry as an informal conversation. And from that point on, we've done 2 years of roundtable discussions. And then last year was the first year working with Brooke Ferminsky, Chuck's daughter-in-law. We organized a showcase, which was a whole weekend dedicated to women's involvement in the angling community, whether it was through industry, guides, biology, conservation, fly tying, people just learning, casting, all angles of the industry. And so this is our second year. It's filled with presentations as well as networks for social hours, things that are saltwater and freshwater, fitness and fly fishing. There's so many different topics. So it's been great to see it evolve and grow from a small discussion of roughly maybe 25 women anglers and guides to last year at the social, we were close to 100 people in the room, and even the discussion that still exists. Sunday is our discussion on cultivating women anglers. We still see about 50 or more people packing the room.
I can vouch for that because I remember the Saturday of last year's show sticking my head in. It was during the trunk show and social hour, and that room was packed. I just wanted to say hello to you and a couple of people, and you could barely get in the room to say hi to anybody.
Yeah, that was great. It's amazing when you get food and beverage together, how people come and congregate, but as well as the fact that it was meant to be networking and social for women anglers as a meet and greet, and so much good came out of it.
I see Marla Blair is on the agenda for Friday. She's on the schedule at 10:15 a.m. And if you're just starting out, she has just such an easy way about her of giving one of the more thorough explanations of fly fishing that you're going to get.
There's everything from beginning ones. There's even presentations that are on how to dress and how to sort of demystify the gear that's associated with fly fishing. You have guides talking about preparing for a trip and how to go about. There's workshops for beginners, for fine-tuning your casting technique. We have Daniel Gardaro coming in and talking about tenkara. And we have someone, Peter Vandegrift from Costa del Mar, talking about inspiring youth and getting children and youth involved in casting.
There's so many great things from the industry as well as just from people who are fishing enthusiasts but might have another hobby. My friend Anita Colton is a physical therapist by trade. She's a competitive fly fisher. And Sunday, her presentation is going to be on fitness and fly fishing, which to me is, you always wonder when you cast with your left or your right arm, why do you get fatigued, how to avoid those things. So there's just so much there. It's a very well-rounded program that I'm proud of what Brooke and I were able to put together this year.
That would be a great presentation regardless of gender, because I know that fly fishermen of all ages, and both male and female, do get fatigued on a long afternoon of casting. I see our friend Kathy Komar, who we've had on the show a number of times, is doing a presentation on the history of women in fly fishing.
Yes, she is. I think she's on Friday afternoon. We have her coming in there, and we have there's a few other people that are destined to talk about whether it's equipment, and Sylvia Mallow Clark is going to be talking about angling for Atlantic salmon and fly tying, which is nice. It just encompasses all around that women have always been involved in the angling industry as well as a hobby, whether they were guides or biologists or fly tyers or amateur anglers or competitive anglers, that it's nice to see this as a showcase, literally showcasing these women with very different talents coming together for the sake of increasing women in angling, for increase of making it more public and more acceptable, like bringing up the status quo that women and children fish too, just like men, and sort of taking away from the fact that fishing really is a sport for all. There's no barriers there. We've seen Project Healing Waters come in and Casting for Recovery, taking a look at separate groups of veterans and women with cancer. So you have this whole gamut of why fishing is important and how to get involved.
Are you seeing a difference in the number of women fishing? I know we've tried to promote it. I know there have been a number of shows such as the Women's Showcase at the Fly Fishing Show, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Somerset, New Jersey. I think, at least anecdotally, seen an increase in marketing directed toward women by fly fishing companies. Are you seeing a difference that you can measure in the number of women fishing?
Indeed, we are. Right now, I'm waiting for numbers back from New York and New Jersey, but Connecticut, in reporting of their last year's license sales for fresh and saltwater fishing, having reported a 7% increase in women purchasing fishing license. Organizations such as TakeMeFishing.org that publicly put out there a lot of information for where to go fishing, for free fishing days, are ways to get involved and embrace this angling lifestyle. New Jersey has a new program this year called Take a Buddy Fishing, where you buy one license, you could get one license free to take someone new on the water to encourage them to try the sport and get interested. So you do see between the fishing days and the other websites, different conservation groups, Trout Unlimited, the nation's largest cold water organization. We have a total of 7% women increase of members that are involved in the organization. There's 27 states nationally that have women's initiative chairs or coordinators, and that role is a volunteer position where these women or men, we have some men that are fulfilling that role, create events for women to get involved, to recruit them, to engage them in the mission, to support it, and to retain members. So yes, aside from just seeing things in the industry as well, of Orvis, Patagonia, Redington, Sims, that are promoting women's gear and women's product, as well as your box chains, Cabela's, LL Bean, your larger outdoor sports that are putting more women, whether they're hiking, camping, fishing, walking, or kayaking, paddleboarding. All this trend is showing that and putting the market out that women are involved in these, that it is an acceptance and it is a lifestyle.
One of the things and you're going to have a better handle on this than I will, but we're rolling some video behind the interview, and one that we just showed was one that I love, that I shot of you at the Catskill Fly Fishing Center, the ceremonial opening day for 2015, and you're talking to a girl and she's got her tackle box and she's very excited. And I think you see a lot of young girls into fishing, and then at some point they drift away from it. What causes that, and how do you get those women back?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. There's so much. You could say age, you could say puberty, maturity, just the busyness of a child's life, whether it's organized sports or academic, different social outings that they have. But we do see, whether it's with the STEM technology, STEM education, and now the STREAM education, which is bringing in recreation and education, the arts, music, all sorts of angles that cover fishing, that these programs are allowing girls to have that opportunity. Often technology and science seem to be the big industries, architecture, engineering, where women are lower percentages historically, just to be general and throw in a platitude here. But now with programs like that, young girls are getting involved, whether it's a Girl Scout merit badge, that's now, there's not a merit badge for Girl Scouts, but there's involvement with fishing and outdoor recreation with Girl Scouts that gets young girls involved. I think it's also that it's more embraced as a culture to go out and do those things. We've leveled off the gender role, that's a boy's hobby and a girl's hobby. So you see these programs, whether it's Trout Unlimited has great youth programs and magazines and events that are tailored to them, and the fact that it's family outings. It's more families that are getting outside and being active and getting outdoors to promote some fresh air and connecting with nature to make these things possible.
And Trout Unlimited, which you and I are both involved in fairly deeply, just wrapped up an initiative to get more women members. It's kind of carrying through, but the main block of it has kind of wound down. What are you hearing in terms of the success of that effort? Anything?
We are seeing an increase in membership. We're seeing the role of the Women's Initiative Chair and Coordinator at a state level and at a chapter level. There's an uptick in events for women, whether it's beginning fishing classes or it's outings that are now sustaining women and retaining women members within the organization. We've been seeing through Trout Magazine, through advertising, that there are many opportunities for women to be showcased for their talents, to participate in things from competitive fly fishing to tournaments, as well as creating a film. That's the newest one that's out right now. Is TU has a grant out there for women to make films on women fishing.
Great stuff, and looking forward to that. I know there are always a lot of women involved in the fly fishing films. I think that's a way that's drawing people in, getting people to see the beauty that they can be experiencing firsthand. Is there any minimum age for attending any of these seminars at the Women's Showcase?
Not at all. The seminars are free. They're open to the public coming down for the show, so you could walk around. The show is a different price to get in, but there's vendors there. But the showcase is outside outside of the show, so there's no age requirement. We're excited to see young children and parents. I mean, obviously, we want children and parents to attend together if they're young, but I would say definitely to bring children, to bring young girls, and let them see that. The best way that a lot of us learn, being a teacher myself, is that we like to role model positive behavior. We like to role model situations that someone can be successful in, and this is a case where you'll be able to see women in all different angles of the industry and in the sport.
Great stuff, Kelly. Looking forward to seeing you down in Somerset. Now, the show is all weekend hours: Friday 9 to 6, Saturday 8:30 to 6, Sunday 9 to 4:30. The women's show is outside of the main show. It's in the same building, as I recall, right?
It is in the same building. It's in the hallway. The presentations go on Friday from 9:30 to 4 p.m. and roughly 9 to 3 on Saturday. They're cut a little shorter for the social. And then Sunday right up till, I think the last presentation is 1 o'clock. It is our interactive workshop on cultivating the woman angler. And that's being hosted by myself, Brooke Forminski, and Jackie Jordan, who's the Women's Initiative Coordinator for Vermont.
I really hope you get a good turnout. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help you with this initiative. And I'll stop in and say hi on Sunday when I'm down there.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing you. All right. Thank you, Jack, for having me on, and look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you. Kelly Buchta on the Women's Showcase at the Fly Fishing Show in Somerset. That's coming up this weekend. When we come back, we're going to talk to some fly rodders from the other side of the Long Island Sound. You're watching Yankee Fisherman on the HAN Network. Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien. 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, docshop.com.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut, or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday right here on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. John Kovach with you this Thursday, January 28th, on the eve of one of the busier weekends of we call it the off-season because we're just getting ice. I know there's guys out ice fishing. I'm hoping to get out soon. This is a weekend that is just booked solid with fishing shows. I got a chance at Art of the Angler in 2015 to finally sit down with the Long Island fly rodders, and I've been trying to get them for really the duration of the show because we keep running into each other at Somerset and then not being able to make it happen. It ties in also to the theme today that we started with Kelly Bukta about the women's showcase at the fly fishing show, and that is getting women involved in fly fishing. It's an interesting group. They're closer than you think. They're just on the other side of the sound. Here's a few minutes with the Long Island fly rodders.
Yankee Fisherman at the Art of the Angler in Danbury. We are catching up with Paul McCain and Susan Solomon, both past presidents of the Long Island Fly Rodders. Tell us a little bit about the club, Paul.
Well, we started in 1982 in a small fly shop in Merrick, Long Island, and we've been growing since. Right now we have a membership of over 200 and monthly meetings, and it's all about fly fishing.
Strictly fly fishing?
Strictly fly fishing. We do have members that fish all kinds, but we're a fly fishing club, and our mission is actually to bring new people into fly fishing.
That's a great mission, something we try to do with Yankee Fisherman. Now, how do you go about enticing new anglers?
Well, by doing shows like this, we get them to come to the meetings, join us on some of the trips, just to take some of our classes. Anybody can come to the meetings. Anybody can, participate in some of our functions at different shows. But to take the classes, you do have to become a member.
And what's it cost to become a member?
Right now, it's about $40 for an individual, $45 for a family.
Susan, how many women are members of the Long Island Fly Rodders?
Well, we recently got a whole new bunch of women. We have about 8 really active women, and then we have women who join us on trips and stuff but don't fish.
And are they all active members, and are some of them people who've been enticed into fly fishing by the club?
We get them from several different venues. You know, we help Casting for Recovery, and we've gotten women from that group, and we have wives who are interested and women who just come on their own are interested, but they've grown to become board members. We have women on the board. We've had women presidents.
Obviously, you among them.
Yes.
So,
Now, is it freshwater, saltwater fishing? Which is it, Paul? Or some combination?
It's a combination. I fish for anything that swims. You can fish with a fly rod. But we do have members that are strictly trout fishermen. We do have members that are strictly saltwater. It's all about just fly fishing, not about the species we go for. And it's more about the trips and the companionships and the friendships. I mean, some of my best friends, Sue and Howie, I count as some of my best friends. And I met them through the club. So,
Do you do tying as well?
absolutely. We have fly tying classes, casting classes, barbecues. We do, like I say, 12 trips a year. We're very active. And we do we help out a lot on conservation. We do the cleanup on the beaver kill every year in April. And in May, we do a cleanup on the Housatonic with other organizations, Housatonic Fly Fishing Association, Trout Unlimited. We're very active with other clubs.
Where are some of the destinations? You just mentioned the Housatonic, one of the big ones up here in Connecticut.
Farmington, the Beaver Kill, Natchog. We've done trips to the Adirondacks. In fact, I got engaged on one of our trips.
Oh, you got to tell that story.
We did. My wife, we were at the Hungry Trout by White Place, and I tricked her into thinking there was a bald eagle on one of the trees. She came down, and that's where I proposed, right in front of everybody at dinner.
That's a great story.
Well, it's a good thing she said yes, or she would have gone over the waterfalls.
Tough crowd. And you and your husband are both members as well?
yes, but we didn't get married through the club. We were married before we joined.
That's fine. Do you need to be a Long Island resident, or can people in Connecticut or
No, we
elsewhere
have
in New York?
members. We have members in Florida. We have members in Connecticut. We have members who don't live on Long Island but join us on trips, so they become members just to go on the trips with us. And we have them from all over.
Basically, it is the trips are. A lot of people join just to go on our trips. We've also had trips go. We've had trips to Montana. We've had trips to Alaska. I went with a group down to South America, then to the Amazon. We do different trips, and you'll start finding groups that you will fish outside of the club. That's where clubs really have the advantages, and you learn. I mean, I joined the club. I never even fly fished. Now I own a fly shop. Now I teach. I'm an instructor. I'm a guide. It's all through. I have to give it all to the fly rodders.
Now let's talk a little bit about your shop.
It's a small shop on Long Island. It was always a passion of mine. What happened was Sandy came along and it wiped out the business that I was working at. I was unemployed for a while, and the state said they gave me an opportunity. You could start a business and still collect unemployment. There's a special program. You had to take classes. But so this was like, my wife looked at me and said, "This is the time. This is your time to do it." I'm starting very late in life, but it's a job that, look, any business is tough, and I don't expect to make a lot of money at it, but when you enjoy something, you work harder at it. There's not a day I don't enjoy going in, and I have great customers.
And Paul's business, River Bay Outfitters, that is at 445 Merrick Road in Oceanside on Long Island. On the web at Still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. If that's the case, keep one thing in mind. It's always summer at the dock shop. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. The dock shop is not your average bait and tackle store. They offer a wide array of products, including apparel, jewelry, home furnishings, and some flat-out cool stuff, all with a nautical theme, most made in the USA. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast,
this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Does buying a car leave you feeling like you're chasing your tail? Head straight to Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram and take car buying in a whole new direction.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York. I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. John Kovach with you. Thursday, January 28th. Thanks to Paul McCain and Susan Solomon of Long Island Fly Rodders for talking about what they do. I'm certain I'll see them at the Fly Fishing Show in Somerset this weekend. Also this weekend, but this is a one-day event. This is Saturday from 10 to 2:30. It is at Clinton Town Hall, and this is the 5th Annual Connecticut Surfcasters Association Demo Day. I'm really excited about this because surfcasting fascinates me. I saw it done when I was a kid up in Newport, Rhode Island on vacation. It's something I want to do more of. I've kind of dipped my toe in it, to make a bad pun, but really want to get involved, and this is the event to go to if you want to get involved. I've heard good things about these guys. I've been to a couple of their events, and this is going to be a lot of fun. You've got a number of demonstrations. In the main room, you've got Bill Gobin on saltwater fly tying. You've got Mike Mullen on turning wood plugs on a lathe, which if you have the material, that has to be an incredibly satisfying hobby. I can say that as a fly tyer. Rick Seifer on how to load a redfin. Bill DeLizio and Pat Abate on eel bobs and eel skin plugs. Matt Lejeune is going to talk, and this is going to become a major segment for an upcoming Yankee Fisherman. Surfcasters Gear 101. Matt's going to talk about everything from what to wear, conditions, what he carries with him, what tackle he uses, basically everything. Now, there's also a seminar room at Connecticut Surfcasters Association Demo Day. Sam Smith is going to talk about how to extend the season. I'm going to need to talk to him about that because I lose a lot of my season. Joe D'Agostino on jigging the CCC and breachways. John Hanicek on needlefish dynamics. And then the main speaker, DJ Muller, will be talking about the spring run from New Jersey to the Vineyard. This is all from 10 to 2:30 on Saturday at Clinton Town Hall. Also this weekend, the Hartford Boat Show. It's going to open today, Thursday, with some ceremonial stuff later on this evening. It's open Friday from noon to 9. It's open Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's open Sunday from 10 to 5. That is at the Convention Center up in Hartford. I'm going to be up there filming some segments on Friday. The Housatonic Fly Fishermen's Association will hold their monthly meeting on Thursday the 4th at 7. That's at St. Paul's Episcopal Church, 65 North Main Street in Wallingford. Mike Shannon is going to demonstrate how to tie your own leaders. Catskill, as I talked about with Kelly Bukta in our first segment, Catskill Fly Fishing Center is having Fly Fest coming up on February 6th. Rich Strolis, who gave us an awesome half hour last week on Yankee Fisherman. He is going to be at Somerset this weekend. He's going to be at Upcountry Sport Fishing on February 7th. Connecticut DEEP is looking for care volunteers. You get to teach kids to fish. I can't think of anything more fulfilling than that. There is a certification course on February 27th. If you're interested, 860-663-1656. Looking ahead to another show, New England Saltwater Fishing Show. That's presented by the Rhode Island Saltwater Anglers Association. That is February 26th through 28th at the Rhode Island Convention Center in Providence. Another group looking for volunteers, the Maritime Aquarium at Norwalk. They are interviewing potential volunteers Tuesday, February 2nd and Thursday, February 4th. Both days, 5:30 p.m. You only need to go to one of those sessions. You don't need to know anything about marine animals. So if you're a fisherman, you should have a leg up, just saying. Then there'll be a training course at 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, March 1st through 29th. You must be 15 years old to volunteer at the Maritime Aquarium, and you can sign up at maritimeaquarium.org/volunteer. That's going to do it for this week's Yankee Fisherman. I'll have a whole bunch of new stuff after a busy weekend. Get to the shows, get out and fish, have a good time, whatever you're doing, tight lines.